Well, hello racing fans, and welcome to our Gallop TV preview show. It's for August the 2nd. That's the second day of the new season and our first race meeting in the Highveld at Turffontein. We're on the stand side track on the Saturday, and I'm just having a look at what is on offer on Saturday the 2nd. Well, race number 1 will begin at 12:05. There are 9 races on the go, so a reminder that the pick 6 will begin at 13:50. And what a way it'll be to grab that pick 6 on the second day of the new season. Talking about the new season, I trust that you, the valued racing fan, have some good memories of 2024-2025. And on behalf of the Gallop TV team, I would like to wish you all the best for the 2025-2026 season ahead. Alistair Cohen on the line. And as always, we try and catch up about the season that's gone by and what's happening for the future of South African racing over the next 12 months or so. A lot of wonderful memories, Alistair. Very good day to you.
Yeah, good day, Dees. Hope all is well on your side. A great 2024-25 season was had on the South African circuit. I think the first thing that comes to everyone's mind was Alan Creo's dominance of the 2-year-old fillies department. Been travelled all across the country, but as you mentioned, all race goers out there, I hope that 2024-25 was your best season yet, and I hope 2025-26. So I hope it tops to that. There's a feel-good factor around South African racing at the moment. I think we kind of say that every year or at the start of every season, but this time it feels a little bit different now that Hollywoodbets are well and as far as a race coast perspective is concerned, and things look to be going in the right direction. So let's hope it continues that way, and that we can all row the same boat and head in the same direction, and put South African racing on the world stage, where I truly believe it's capable of going against or next to some of the big guns and producing a product as good, if not better. As you mentioned, started the Highveld season on the Saturday, the 2nd of August. When I say it's an up and down card, there are a couple of races where I think punters need to cast their nets a little bit wider, 1 or 2 standouts on the card, which we'll establish as we go along. But it's actually quite a nice meeting for an out-of-season fair, so hopefully everything goes according to plan.
Well, let's get straight into it then, Alistair. Race number 1 I mentioned is at 12:05. It's for 3-year-old fillies. It's a maiden plate over 1,000 meters. As we bring up the field, we'll have a look at some betting. Number 1 is Dondoyaki, that is trading at 4-1. Number 2 is Midnight Miracle at 22-10. There is a form update for number 4. Finished 9th, beaten 20 lengths. That was on the last day of the season. Then number 6, Masters Lady, Roy Magnus runner, is at 4-1. And they've priced up the daughter of Trippy on the run for Jan Janse van Vieren, and our champion jockey for the season that has gone by now, because this is the 2nd of August. Gavin Arena up for Van Vieren, who put in a very good debut, and the market tells a story as well, Alistair, because there was money for her, so she was fancied, number 7 on the run.
I'm leaning towards her, D's, but with no degree of confidence. She's a little bit too short in my mind, in the fact that she was well beaten by Queen's Pact first time out. The fact there was support for her first up, I think, tells you that expectations were fairly high. She got a high number draw. She got Gavin Arena on board, as you mentioned, the champion jockey of the season prior. But I'm also not convinced that she's an absolute one-horse racer. I think there's a bit of form to work with. So I'll lean towards her just with the improvement factor to come. But I'll be looking for alternative bet types to make a little bit of money here. And I think numbers 1, 2, and 3, and even number 6 to a lesser extent, all figure into the play. Number 1, Dondoyaki, I think is going to be her main danger. Ignore the penultimate start where she returned not striding out. Plus she tried 1,200 meters. It looks like 1,000 meters is her absolute go. Over the course and distance on the 23rd of June, she ran 2 lengths behind Jazz Pianist. I think that run will be good enough to certainly put her into the picture, number 1, Dondoyaki. I like how she finished off her race last time out with blinkers on for the first time, so I think that she will be a threat. Amaze Me looks like she holds number 2, Midnight Miracle, on the run to Red Hot Kisses. There was a length between them. The 4-kilo claim from Elysium Buto puts Amaze Me pretty much next to, if not in front of, number 2, Midnight Miracle, so those are all horses to consider. would surprise me if On the Run isn't in the top two. I know this is not part of the bipod. The bipod is my suggested bet. We'll get to that from the next race. I think she'll be in the top two, but I'd hesitate in starting my day with a good solid bet on number 7, On the Run. I think she might just be vulnerable to numbers 1 and 3.
Now, this is something recent. I see that these colors that we're very familiar with are now registered under Werner's family.
Yep, quite right. Lawrence told me about that about a month ago, that he was going to get rid of the individual names and put the whole family in all the horses across the country. So that's pretty much it. So from a commentator's and presenter's perspective, although everyone knows it's Jared, Lawrence, Tessa, and then the girls Montana and Tennille, the entire Werner's family all cut pieces of the cake now when they're winners.
Yeah, nice touch there from Lawrence, including the entire family as part of the colors now. So that's race number 1 and number 7, On the Run. Well, hopefully punters can get off to a flyer, and all she needs to do is just build on that debut effort. Race number 2 will kick off the bar pot. It's a maiden plate for 3-year-old over 1,000 meters. Bring up the field, have a look at some betting. Number 1, Simbini, that's at 3-1. It's Clinton Bender for champion owners of last season, Hollywood Racing. That's at 3-1. Number 2, Bingo, is at 22-10. And then we got the 13-10 shot here, which is Bridget Ann for Janse van Vieren, but it's for Lammerskral stud owners and breeders. So race number 1, we are going with Van Vieren. Could it be a quick start to the new season in the Highveld for Johan, races 1 and 2?
Yeah, Dees, I think that this one's a little bit more solid than the first one. This favourite number 8, Bridget Ann, who put up a nice debut behind Gimme For Sure, who I know is held in high regard by the De Kock team. And there was a slight drift about her on debut. She ran as if she was very green, although she got tired over the closing stages. I think the run will do her a world of good. She comes in here with a very valuable sex allowance, 57.5 on the back, and I think that the rivals look a little bit more shallow than what they were in the first race. I think Simbina and Bingo will win their races. Obviously, Johan's got a bit of a line here with Alpine Jet, who was subsequently beaten by Anchorage, but in that run to Gimme For Sure, Simbina and Bingo were in that race as well. But I think the improvement that Bridget Ann is likely to make will just set her up here and carry her across the line. So she is a bar pot banker in the first leg. I think that the improvement's going to serve her well, and I'd be surprised if she doesn't taste success. Her biggest danger would be number 2, Bingo, with Simbina likely to fill up trifectas, and well, certainly trifectas, not even quartets. I think that he'll be in the first 3 regardless.
Let's move along to the start of the place accumulator, Alistair, 13-15, and this is a maiden plate for 3-year-old fillies, and it's over 1,400 meters. At the time of recording, no scratchings. Just keep an eye on that as we continue to remind you that this show is recorded a day earlier. So, race number 3, Alistair, number 1, Lady Blunt, is trading at 6-1. There is money for Tony Peters' runner here. Hollywoodbets 22-10 into 18-10, number 5, Heavenly Good. Then we move along to Kensal Green, number 6 for Paul Matchett. That's at 12-10. And the 5-1 shot here that I think came under the radar last time out when drifting out to 33-1, but ran a very good race over 1,400 meters for Tyrone Zaki, is Sahara Domine. So what are we doing in leg 1 of the place accumulator? Personally, I thought that most of these runners are, I don't know how much of improvement to come, Alistair, but because some of them have had more runs than the other. But maybe between numbers 2, 5, 6, and 8, therein could be your trifecta and quartet.
Yeah, those are 3 of, or you've got of those 4, 3 of them are in my bipod Ds. I think it's a bit more competitive. It's a little bit more trappy for the reason that you've given, because there's so many lightly raced horses who could very well pop up. I mean, I think we can eliminate a couple of horses. I'd be surprised if numbers 4 and 7, or even number 3 to a lesser extent, featured here. But I'm comfortable with 2, 6, and 8 in the bipod, but I'm not too confident that I've found the winner. You, myself, and the rest of the Gallop TV team are on a Hollywoodbets betting group, and they kindly supply us with action in the market before we go to air with these previews. And if you go back 21 days to the 12th of July, you'll see that there was early interest in number 5, Heavenly Good, before she drifted off the boards. So I think she opened 33-10. I think she went as short as 5-2, and then out 7-1 race time. So there was initial talk, initial money on number 5, Heavenly Good, who's a half sister to two horses that Candace Dawson trains, Player and Salute the Flag. Now, Player over 1,400 meters would be a question mark. Salute the Flag over 1,400 meters, I'd say, would have a good chance. There was no way in my mind that she could win over 1160. So the point I'm trying to make is that stepping up in distance is likely to serve her well. But how's the surprise party form going to work out, Dees? Because we saw it put under the microscope at the VAR on Thursday, and so far it's a big fat blob. With that said, there could be more to come from number 5, Heavenly Good. The 3 horses that I've got in, I actually want to work backwards numerically, 8, 6, and 2. 8, Zara Dominia, another horse that came in for support on debut, ran no sort of race behind Daisy Jones, and then second up behind Salt Lake City, who was a big price winner trained by Tony Peter, who led all the way. Zara Dominia was beaten fair and square into second, but it looked like she improved with the run under the belt and going 1,400 meters, so I think that she can maintain that improvement. Number 6, Kensal Green, probably the one that I'd lean towards. Good flashy debut when hitting the line with a lot in hand. She should come on with the run. She should be more effective over the trip as well. And then number 2, Taking a Risk. I think that she's got the profile to improve over this trip. James De Harbour takes a ride for the Aussies, and number 2, run to Anchorage last time, although well beaten. The second horse held in higher regard. I think the third horse is going to win soon. So by the fact that the dominoes might well fall, I can see number 2 Taking a Risk running her career and getting somewhere close to the top 2, if not into the top 2. So that's the way that I read the first leg of the place accumulator. A little bit more tricky than the first leg of the bar pot.
Okay, Alistair's mentioned 2, 6, and 8, but we refer to the money for Tony Peters running here, number 5, Heavenly Good. That's been supported anti-post 22-10 into 18-10, as she was on debut, backed into even money. So a tricky start to the PM. I'm just liking to play a trifecta and a quartet after listening to Alistair here in race number 3. It's 8 horses and try to get it with the minimum spend. Race number 4, the big one, the pick 6. We're hoping for a decent pool on this Saturday, the 2nd of order. 1350 is the time to get on the tote. It's a Pinnacle Stakes over 1,400 meters. Number 1, Texas Red, is at 7-2. Horse number 3, Truth, at 7-2. 4, Fire and Flames at 9-2. And then horse number 8, Argo Alley, for St. John Gray. That was a good winner last time out at 5-1. Yeah, Truth is a horse that's been rated by Candace throughout his career. I remember when he started off, it's amazing that he's already 4 years of age, that, I had chats with her about ability. I don't know what happened after that Golden Horse Sprint for, the Post Merchants, Alistair, but I see in the computer form, which always tries to give you as much information as possible with the limited space that they have for a comment. But they said directed and out and reported short. So I think that does tell a story that the horse may have just been lame.
Yeah, D's never mind that. He's run 3 times at Hollywoodbets Greyville, and they're horrific runs, so he'll never go back to Hollywoodbets Greyville. Sadly, we'll take a chance elsewhere, but sadly the tight turns at the Theatre of Champions just do not work from. Plus he had blinkers on last time. It was worth the risk, because his work had remained so good, but the blinkers also unlikely to go back on. He's got draw 1. Judge him on every other run rather than what he does at Hollywoodbets Greyville, and to be fair, the Turffontein inside track, where he's also dropped the bundle. And the Turffontein standside track, totally different horse. I can tell you that he's working very well at home. He always does. Expectations are that he'll give a very nice run. But number 4, Fire and Flames, D's, has him absolutely cold at the weights on the run on the 11th of May. Fire and Flames finished 3/4 of a length behind Musical Score. Truth finished 1.25 behind Musical Score, and Fire and Flames is 2.5 kilos better off. So wherever Truth is, Fire and Flames tell the truth, should be in front of him. Just a matter of whether we get the real fire in flames, because he can mix his form, but he is weight for age grade 1 tried, although that was biting off more than he could chew. But I wouldn't write number 4 fire in flames off. I think he'll go very, very close. And then number 1 Texas Red also goes into my play. This is his game. 1400 meters Turffontein stand side track. I'm sure the connections wish that there was a grade 1 over 1400 meters on the Turffontein stand side track, because that would probably be his best chance of claiming a big run. He generally gives his heart and soul, number 1 Texas Red, so he's a difficult horse to ignore. He's a gallant front runner. Will he get to the front all that easily this time around? That remains to be seen. But leaving him out over 1400 on Turffontein stand side track, I cannot possibly do. So 1, 3, and 4 are my numbers. Just take note, number 5, Give Me Another Chance, carded to run on Friday night at Hollywoodbets Greyville. So highly unlikely to line up on the Saturday.
Yeah, just keeping an eye on scratchings as well for that, Alistair, because the horse is a 7 to 10 shot at that twilight meeting at Hollywoodbets Greyville. So I'm glad that you brought that up as well. 1, 3, and 4 here for Alistair in race number 4, and those are his numbers that he's spoken about. Is that sufficient, for a bet like the pick 6 as well?
Maybe include Milik in the pick 6. If you had to include one other, he would be the other one.
Yep. As we come to now, beside the form lines and including a horse, we often refer to the bridge, and that can't be left out if you're including 1, 3, and 4. So race number 5, it's a merit-weighted 83 handicap over 2,850 meters, and this is how it looks. Number 2 to the rescue at 4 to 1. 2 Moment. I must compliment Brett Warren on the success he's had over the recent months in the Highveld. Strings looking really good. 9 to 2, number 2 Moment. Number 3, Enflame, has attracted anti-post betting support. Did open up 3 to 1, and racing fans and punters said that's too generous. That's been backed into 2 to 1. Number 4, Romeo's Magic at 3 to 1. 5, Royal Mazarin at 7 to 2. 6, Demover is at 8 to 1, and it's double figures. The balance, well, I say the balance, there's just one other horse, and that is number 7, Arlington Action. We come to number 3, Enflame, and I must just add to whatever you're going to say prior to getting comment from you that Sereno Moodley was very impressed with this horse's second last time out. I know it's not a win, and how can you be impressed, but he was very encouraged the way the horse ran, and he actually wanted to ride this horse again, Alistair, and thanks to Candace, he's riding it.
Yeah, Serena was very pleased with Enflame. I think everyone was very pleased with Enflame last time. He's such an interesting horse. Serena has never come up and worked this horse because he shows zeros. I have documented on this show before, and the fact that he is where he is in his career with a winning chance in competitive handicap, I think is testament to the horse and how he's coming along the right way. Had that last run been an extra 200 meters, I actually believe he runs down the Ultimate King. So the added distance, I think, will pose no problems. He races fit because he walks around the track in the morning. He gives absolutely zero away, but on what everyone saw last time out, there's no reason to suggest that he can't win. If it is all coming a bit too soon, then I think number 2 Moment is the one that they might have to worry about. A good gallant front runner. He's 1 from 1 over the course and distance. It was a dominant victory as well when he claimed the victory over the 2850 on the 19th of April. Although life has got a little bit harder, and he's now up to an 81, and he tried a division a little bit too strong for him last time out in the gold bars on Hollywoodbets Durbanville Day. He is a nice progressive stayer that looks like he's going to hold his own in this type of division as life goes on. So I think he's a solid inclusion, number 2 Moment, and he's nice back up to number 3 Enflame. I couldn't possibly say that Enflame has passed the post, but he is definitely impressing every time he comes to the racetrack, and it looks like we have a nice little stayer in the making. So 2 and 3 my only numbers. If you push me for one more, it would be number 4 Romeo's Magic, because Gavin Lorena gets such a tune out of the son of Elusive Ford. He's just turned 8, he's evergreen, and he barely runs a bad race. He does look held in his penultimate start behind Moment over 2600 on the Turffontein inside track, but he is weighted to close that deficit as well. So he would be the alternative to the 2 that I've mentioned.
Okay, 2 and 3. I agree, Alistair Cohen, with your selections there in race number 5. But no doubt, number 3, Enflame, on what we saw last time out, the way he was gaining. The extra distance should be no issue at all. Race number 6, Pinnacle Stakes, 1,800 meters. And we'll refer to the best weighted column here to give you a guide. I mean, I must add, it's very tight. But the Equator, that is trading at 14 to 10 now after opening up at 16 to 10. You're going to have to be the judge on that, because there's not much that we can talk about when it comes to the career here in South Africa beside what we saw on Hollywoodbets Durban July Day. And is there a comment in the computer form? Jockey reported short, vet no. So number 2, Hot Ruby, is at 4 to 1. Number 3, King's Express at 17 to 10. Number 4, We Can Go All Night. That is at 7 to 1. And then it's double figures, the balance. Yeah, there's not much to work with. As I mentioned at the top of this race, beside what we possibly know for chatting to the connections, and I've had a chat with Tony Peter on Hollywoodbets Durban July Day, and he was expecting a good run from this horse on what he's shown, but it didn't materialize on the day. So I'm still in the dark on this fellow, Alistair, because when he was carted to race in the Jubilee, we know how heavily punted he was, and then he got scratched. And then his first run was traveling down to KZN and racing at Hollywoodbets Greyville, which didn't work out. So I don't know what to make of this horse, and then the fact that the bookmakers and the fixed odds betting markets still price him up as favourite.
These are almost wish he ran like a fair 3rd, 4th or 5th on Hollywoodbets Durban July, because that would be the good guidance that we need. But tailed off when he was under the pump the whole way around, likely to have needed it, got blinkers on for the first time at his home track. We have absolutely no idea what we're going to get. He could easily produce the same type of run as he did on Hollywoodbets Durban July. All the blinkers, all his home course, all the fitness aspect, all going to wake him up, and he's going to trounce them. You cannot possibly make a judgment on what we saw. Although it wasn't pretty what we saw, you cannot make a judgment and say, oh, this horse is no good, just because of the reputation that currently precedes him. But he might have so much more to come, number 1, the Equator. So I'm not prepared to write him off yet. And even if he ran a substandard run again, not that I expect him to be 9.5 lengths back in last, even if he runs substandard again and below it, I'll give him one more run just until we get a good gauge that's what we got with number 1, the Equator. I'm sure that targets something like the Betway Summer Cup if he were to go in the right direction. As far as Pinnacle Stakes over 1800 metres, concerns, and I know the time of the year doesn't allow the big guns to be stepping out left, right and centre, but this is not a very pretty Pinnacle Stakes. There's some horses here that look like they're going in the wrong direction and might be out of place. Number 1's in my play. The horse that they need to beat, those number 3, King's Express, tipping him. When I say confidently on top, I make him a pretty tough nut to crack. Muzi's on board for Fabian Habib. Loves this distance. He grows an extra leg over 1800 metres. Anything further, he's just found wanting. He's just got the gas to go the 1800, the son of Pomodoro. He's turned the corner last season. He kind of broke through, going from that solid handicapper rated in the mid-80s to a horse that looks very much in place of 100. Second run after a break as well, so he should be fitter. He ran into a little bit of traffic last time up too. So number 3, King's Express, the horse I'm motivating to win, and I'm expecting a lot better now for number 4, We Can Go All Night. These I know that the rating's all pretty much a non-starter when it comes to horses dropping in ratings when it comes to Pinnacle Stakes, but this horse's form in Cape Town, that makes him a huge chance. This horse looks like he's building towards his peak on the Highveld after having a few perhaps disappointing runs. His penultimate start behind Son of Ra should put him right there. I know that he received 10 kilos on that occasion, D's, but if he reaches this distance, and being out of that mare Cousin Annie, who's produced a few 2,000 metre horses, then number 4, We Can Go On Night, a very, very dangerous horse in a race that probably should look more like a handicap than a Pinnacle Stakes. 1, 3 and 4 members.
I must add that I like your thought process with number 4, We Can Go All Night, because he's achieved a rating, as we understand, at his best. His highest rating was a 109 over a shorter trip. But this 1800 meter trip, you'll never know. Yeah, he's going on in age as a 6-year-old. Can he ever achieve that mark? Some will say never. But at the 54 kgs on his back, I'd like to see how he goes over this distance. Number 4, We Can Go All Night. So I agree with Alistair Azim as a 7-1 shot in all bets there. Race number 7, 1600 meters, merit rated 83 handicap. Number 1, Skittle Skies at 8-1. Then we got number 2, Princess Ilaria. Wow, what form she's in. Fani Broncos has done excellent with her at 5-1. Then we got number 3, Strewn Sky, in double figures, because the next horse in single figures is number 4, Eiffel Tower at 5-1, 5, Unsolved Riddle at 33-10, 6, Future Date at 7-1, and 33-10 is Robin Claessen's runner called Impact Investor, number 9. Yeah, this race, we need all the help. You tried to minimize the spend in the previous legs, which we appreciate, and hopefully it falls into place. But if you can narrow things down to less than half the field, that will serve us well when it comes to how much we're going to spend on the perm.
These to annoy you, if you can afford it, go field in this race. I've got 4 horses on the bar pot, and there are a few that I've left out that I'm not too comfortable about. I'm going to give punters a bit of a heads up. There's 1 yard in Joburg that I can judge at St. John Gray's, and I think St. John's going to go on one of those St. John Gray streaks for the next few months where everything's going to go very close to winning if they don't win at all. I think they're all pretty much ripe and ready to go. He generally comes well at the start of the season, does St. John, and they expect all his horses to give a good account of themselves. They don't all have to win. They're not all going to win because the 100% strike rate is impossible to achieve, but expect some good runs from horses that might be overpriced. But with that said, I don't have one of his 2 horses in my play, so there's just a little bit of a heads up. Interesting races, these. My 4 horses are 1, 3, 5 and 9. I loved Skittle Skies' last run under Sereno and finishing a length and a quarter behind Don't Cry For Me. Had he got a better start, he might have finished a little closer. He's got draw 1 on this occasion, number 1 Skittle Skies. Second horse Pioneer Square, I think would come on with a run under the belt. Not a fan that Skittle Skies got 1 kilo penalty for being a loser, but he did run under sufferance last time, so that's the reason why he encountered a penalty for being a loser last time out. But just the improvement, the step up, and the fact that he's now down in class, I think will serve him well. Number 3, Strewn Sky, I did not expect that type of effort last time behind Argo Ali, again against much stronger. First run in the half out back from a very underwhelming stint. Elysium Buto can't be far away from losing his 4 kilo claim. On what I saw last time, number 3, Strewn Sky, has to go into the play. And then 5 and 9, they got to finish right on top of each other. In fact, number 9, Impact Investor, on the run on the 19th of July, is 1.5 kilos better off for a quarter of a length. That should be enough for number 9, Impact Investor, to turn it around with Unsolved Riddle. But I also have won a little bit easier than the margin suggested. So they're both going to be in the play. 1, 3, 5 and 9, my numbers here. D's are very, very, very tricky into the bar pot.
Okay, try and get through, guys. We're trying to minimize your spend. You will definitely be a winner there in race number 7. Race number 8 is at the Pinnacle Stakes over 1,000 meters. And this is how it looks. Number 1, William Robertson, is at 4-1. Horse number 4, Mount Pinatubo, from 22-10. That's been supported into 16-10. So take note of that. Van Vieren for this horse, and Gavin Arena up has been supported anti-post. Number 5, Ready to Charge, is at 8-1. 6, Quantum Theory, is at 5-2. And it's double figures the balance. I want to begin with a horse that owes the connections absolutely nothing on what he's achieved to date, because he's a 15-time winner. He is a computer form sprint winner last season, and of course he's earned over 3 million rand. He's a 7-year-old. Yeah, he may be just continuing to enjoy racing because that's what he loves most. But his recent form, Alistair, is a bit off colour. I know it was only 3 lengths back in the Mercury Sprint. And here he runs again. He's on tired legs, isn't he?
Credit to Cornet Species, kept this horse on the go. 6 days after running in a Grade 1 at Hollywoodbets Greyville, where he wasn't disgraced. Look, what I will say is back to the scene of the crime, where he had his biggest success. 1,000 metres Turffontein standside track, the computer form sprint, where he beat Golden Sickle. He was cherry ripe, came in with a perfect prep on that occasion. I'm not sure Hollywoodbets Greyville suits William Robertson, to be fair, so I'm willing to judge him on what I see down the straight rather than around the turn with the son of Rafif. I know that he's won around the turn. He's won the Joburg Spring Challenge before. That feels like an eternity ago when Muzieni replaced Samango Kamalo. But just over those minimum trips, I think Hollywoodbets Greyville just catches him out. I make him the biggest danger to the horse that I think is overdue, though I know is overdue, but every single piece of form, number 6, Quantum Theory, has the field stone cold Yadiz. I'd be very close to bankering him in the pick 6. I'll tell you why. Collateral form, Quantum Theory, 15th of April, finished in front of Chocolate Soldier, waited to stay in front of Chocolate Soldier. 11th of May, finished behind Mount Pinatubo, who he reopposes, comes in here 2 kilos better off for call at a length. That should be enough to turn it around. Again, behind Buffalo Storm Cody, now a grade 1 winner, 3rd of June, finished in front of Dreamland and ready to charge. He comes in here better off or on identical terms for all those horses that were behind him. And then last time behind Whistle the Tune, finishing 3/4 of a length, finished in front of Ready to Charge, Dreamland and Chocolate Soldier, and again has them all held. I think this is going to be his well overdue 5th career win, number 6 Quantum Theory, to take his earnings to 900,000 Rand, and I'm prepared to rubber stamp him and make him a very, very hard horse to beat in the penultimate leg of the pick 6.
Yeah, I'm sure the connections and Robbie Sage and everybody is hoping that he could just put his head in front. He's so game, he runs so well, but imagine if he just could have converted those seconds into wins. Wouldn't that be something to read his CV then? But he just continues to find something to get in front of him. Maybe it could be on Saturday, as Elster mentioned, because on form lines and weight turnarounds, etc., everything points to number 6 Quantum Theory. Race number 9, we close things off over 1160 meters, a classified stakes. The betting is like so. Number 1, One Tiger, is at 5-1. Horse number 2 at 7-2. Then we got number 3 at 4-1. That's Captain Efficient. Number 5 is Pala Millions at 7-2. By the way, horse number 4 is a scratch at the time of recording. That's just come through. 6 Golden Aspen is at 6-1. And Mariachi Madness, number 7, at 7-1. Maybe Clinton Binder could hold the key here. When I looked at the race and I tried to figure out how the race is going to run over 1160, which is generally quick this time of the year in the Highveld, I thought that Clinton Binder may just have a plan with these horses here. Mariachi Madness and number 8, Life Goes On. If I had a preference between the two, it will definitely be Mariachi Madness. So with the good speed on, could be picking them up nicely. But it does look a tough race, Alistair, because Brett Weber, I mentioned the good form that he's in. He's possibly got the right horse in the race, number 5, Pala Millions, when I look at conditions.
Yeah, D's. The reason why I didn't tip a pick 6 is because of this race. There are too many horses that scream next time to me. Let's start with the Binder horses because you mentioned them. I'd also be on the camp at number 7, Mariachi Madness, over number 8. Life Goes On. They met last time behind Ensuing, who won subsequently and won better the second up, again stronger. So I think that's got to give number 7, Mariachi Madness, some sort of motivation to get the job done. He's a consistent horse. But with that said, on the 26th of April, despite Mariachi Madness coming back from a break, Pala Millions has them hold. Although they met last time behind Ensuing, and Mariachi Madness finished in front of Pala Millions and comes in here better off with the weight. So should be between them. I'd also probably go towards number 5, Pala Millions, over number 7, Mariachi Madness, but I'm not putting a line through number 7, Mariachi Madness. Then numbers 2 and 3 also caught my eye the last time they ran. They both flashed up strongly. Number 2, Valley Ava, last time out from an inside draw down the straight on the Turffontein stand-side track. Dropped in for cover under Raymond Danielson, found a late flourish, really caught the eye behind Global Thunder. Global Thunder has won subsequently, so that's a huge lift up and a thumbs up for that form line. Number 3, Captain Efficient, was doing some good low-level flying last time under Striker when finishing 3rd behind Lonely as a Cloud. So I give him a winning chance, although winning doesn't come too easy for Captain Efficient. When he won a very weak work riders made him, but credit to Fabian Habib because he's kept this horse on the straight and narrow. Again on the Pala Millions run on the 26th of April, nothing at the weights between him, Pala Millions, and Mariachi Madness. And then I'm also hesitant to ignore number 1, One Tiger, because I know the yard think a lot of him. God knows what happened last time he returned blowing, but that was very, very tame. He's been gelded since, and if that's going to bring him on at all, then he becomes a very dangerous horse. D's, it's a very tricky finale. I'd won field. The reason why I didn't tip a pick 6 on this card was because of this, and also because of the was it the 6th race on the card that I'm not such a fan of. 7th race rather.
Okay, a tough end to the race meeting in race number 9. If you're running in any of the exotics, well, Alistair's suggesting just have some cover to be a bit more confident with your selections. Okay, Alistair, let's go to your suggested bet, which is up on screen, and you mentioned that it was going to be a bipod.
About what it is, starts in race number 2 on the standalone Saturday at 12:40. Banker 8 in the first leg, Bridget Ann. By 2, 6 and 8, taking a risk, Kensal Green and Zara Dominia. By 1, 3 and 4, Texas Red, Truth and Fire and Flames. By 2 and 3, Moment and Inflame. 1, 3 and 4, The Equator, Hotter Ruby and We Can Go All Night. And 1, 3, 5 and 9, Skittle Skies, True Sky, Unsolved Riddle and Impact and Best. Hopefully we drop a few fancied horses along the way to make that bipod pay, because that's pretty much what I'm hinging my day on.
And I always mention that it's always a team effort when it comes to television production, wherever it is in the country. I'm sure everyone shares the same sentiments. But whilst it's a team effort, one has to pay compliments to those that are involved. And for last season, I know it's part of your job, you'll say, Alistair, it's something that you love doing, etc. But it's early mornings, it's studying up whenever you have time and sending through selections. So to all our analysts, whenever I get to chat to them, whether it's the start of the season, the end of the season, or during the course of the season, it's always nice to pay, thank you from myself, from the team, and of course from the racing fans out there. So for last season, Alistair, thanks for your time and your effort for the Gallop previews. We really appreciate it.
No, thank you, Dees, and it's never a problem, because like you, we watch everything across the country. If we do happen to miss something, we catch up the next day with the replays. Always looking at a card. For example, I've got the Friday night card open in front of me, ready to get that meeting underway, ready to get the season underway. Already looking forward to Sunday, Monday and PE, whatever the case may be. The winning forms have arrived at Candace's office, so we'll be scaling a couple of those. But yeah, it's part of the game, it's part of what we do, it's part of what we love, and you, me and a lot of other people, we're lucky to be in it, D. So we thank our lucky stars every day.
Well, all the best for the new season, Mabaya. I wish you all the best.
Not Baya, same to you. Thanks, Dees.
As we say goodbye to Alistair Cohen, we'd like to thank the Gallop TV team and wish them all the best. That's the production crew for the new season here. To you, the valued racing fan, you have a blast, find all the winners, and maybe it'll turn out to be a season of your dreams.